God bless you. My name is Minister DeAndre Dukes. I'm a student at Toccoa Falls College, and I'm going to be sharing with you just a few words that the Lord has imparted in my spirit over the last few weeks. I pray that it is a blessing to you. The last few weeks, God has been dealing with me about motive. And one of the things God has been telling me is that no matter what decision, no matter where we go, no matter the things that we say, each of them they all come back to one thing. And that's the motive. What's the motive behind the reason you wake up every morning? What's the motive behind the decisions that you make daily? What's the motive behind the people that you allow to place themselves around you on a daily basis? God began to share with me that when we take time to purify our motives, we are then able to purify our heart. So in order to purify the heart, we first have to change our motive out of life. In other words, why do you do the things that you do? Why is it that you go the places that you go? And I believe that when we are able to create a sincere, selfless motive, a motive that is built off the desire to see others succeed, the desire to see others do better, then we'll begin to see the blessings of God manifest in our life. And God began to share with me, even as far as with Judas, when Judas betrayed Jesus. And the first thing he asked the high priest was, what are you willing to give me to turn over to you the man of God, the Son of God? What is it that you're going to pay me in return? And Judas turned over his salvation for 30 pieces of silver, 30 silver coins. He was willing. He had made up in his heart that he was going to turn Jesus over to the high priest, knowing that Jesus had not done anything. And to me, that really blessed me, because a lot of times those 30 pieces of silver can be anything that we allow in our life to take the place of God, anything that we place higher to God, whether it be our children, whether it be our siblings, whether it be our education, or even just the way we treat people. Are we allowing the way we treat people, the hatred that we have towards someone, to hurt us, to outweigh the love that God has for us? When God's love outweighs the hatred that anybody has ever caused you, you're able to forgive them no matter the circumstance nor situation. As I was reading it, and I was paying attention to that about Judas betraying Jesus, my eyes began to scatter down in Matthew 26, verses 73 through 76, or 74, excuse me. And the text reads as follows. Now Peter was sitting out in a courtyard, and a servant girl came to him. You also were with Jesus of Galilee, she said. But he denied it before them all. I don't know what you're talking about, he said. Then he went out to the gateway where another girl saw him and said to the people there, this fellow was with Jesus of Nazareth. He denied it again with an oath. I don't know the man. After a little while, those standing there went up to Peter and said, surely you are one of them, for your accent gives you away. Then he began to call down curses on himself, and he swore to them, I don't know the man. Immediately a rooster crowed. Then Peter remembered the word Jesus had spoken. Before the rooster crows, you will disown me 3 times. And he went outside and wept bitterly. As I began to read this text, God began to share with me the importance of us not just focusing on the denial of Jesus, but focusing on the fact that Peter's accent gave him away. How many times have you been around your friends, you've been around loved ones, or the way you've carried yourself? People have said that because the way you speak, I know that you are a child of God. Or because of the way you speak, I know that you are not a child of God. Our accent is so powerful. The way we carry ourselves says so much more than the words that we speak daily. It says so much more. Even the way we express love to people. The way we express love says so much more than how we say love. See, Peter tried so hard to deny his connection with Jesus, but because he had had a real encounter with him, because he had really spent time in the presence of God, he had had a true encounter. He wasn't just trying to fake to be somebody else, but he had really and truly sold out to Jesus. But he had got to a place to where he couldn't fully stand his ground. So Peter tried so hard, and I could see the people every time them telling Peter, well, you even walk like the people of Galilee. You even sound like the people of Galilee. I can see Peter taking off his clothes when they said that he dressed like them. I can see Peter trying to change the way that he walked every time they said, well, you even walk like him. I can see him even trying to change the way he spake because they said that you even sound like him, because surely you traveled with this man. Surely you traveled with the man that professed to be the Son of God, because all of these characteristics, all of these things that you have, he had himself. So you've had an encounter with him. You walked with him long enough. And we believe that you are one of his disciples because you tarry with him. You know, oftentimes we can tell people that we are children of God, but are they able to see? Are they able to hear? Or do we have to walk in the room and verbally tell them that we are children of God? Do we have to verbally walk in the room and let them know that, hey, I'm a minister. Hey, I'm a woman of God. I'm an evangelist. No, your actions should speak for you. I want to encourage you today. If you stood before a judge and the judge said that we have evidence against you, or you have been charged with spending time with Jesus, you've been charged with being a Christian. You've been charged with being a mother that cares for her children despite being single. You've been charged with being a young man that's above statistics. You've been charged with being somebody that wants something out of life. My question to you today is there any evidence that supports the conviction? Because if there's no evidence that supports what you've been convicted of, then the conviction is false. Is the conviction, is the accusations that have been brought against you today, are they valid? I challenge you to not only make that accusation true, but to strive daily to get to a place to where when people look at you, there's something different about you. When people look at you, they understand that you love God with your whole heart. Or better yet, imagine that when God looks down, he's able to say, truly, this is a son of mine whom I'm well pleased of. Truly, this is a daughter of mine whom I'm well pleased of. I want to encourage you today. Don't give up, and stay tuned for the next segment, for the next word of encouragement. If you have something that you'd like me to speak on next time, then I want to encourage you to send me an inbox. Let me know what it is that maybe you need God to encourage you, a word from God to encourage you in. Or maybe you need prayer and you want a prayer request. Then I want to encourage you to shoot me a prayer request either via my Facebook page. You can inbox it to me, or you can email me at dukes.deandre@yahoo.com. That's DUKES.DeAndre, DEANDRE @yahoo.com. Send me an email. Let me know what it is that you need to hear from God. Maybe you have a decision that you need prayer about. I want to be able to be a blessing to you. May the blessings of the Lord rest abundantly upon your household, the ministry God has put in you, and every step you take in life. God bless you and God keep you, because I know he loves you.